It's coming. It will take time, you know. Eh,
You say you are live in 2 minutes. You will come alive in 2 minutes.
no, I still have mic here, but I need better mic. It's supposed to be by 11. You're putting me online? Put my screen. Okay. So what do you know about AI? When we say AI, what are we referring to? Yes. Robotics is part of AI, definitely. Yes, sir.
Robot uses like learn, reason, and act.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So when we have a process system, mechanism, machines that works in intelligent way to provide our needs, maybe similar to the human, maybe different, maybe in some time better than the human, then it becomes artificial intelligence. It's something which is not natural, something that is become artificial. Okay, I think you can differentiate between a natural and artificial, right? The nature, so it's different from artificial. So we use some mechanism, a system, machines to do something that can be done with nature, either better or similar. But most of the case, we are looking at something that can do things better. That's why it becomes intelligence. So artificial intelligence, AI, is assimilating a human intelligence process by a machine. The machine involves hardware, software, process, procedure, right? Process and procedure governed by the policy, guideline, frameworks, and all that together. These are the key areas. If you want to have a successful artificial intelligence, you must go by these key areas. I've given this example about a human being himself. Human is intelligent. Every day we are thinking of getting things better. The indigenous people, they still maintain, the culture of those in the past, wearing a clothes like skins, right? The way they speak, the way they eat, the shelter they have. But if you look, we are improving. If you look at your village or town or your city, you see your city is improving. Before, we don't have 5G, right? Do we have? In the past 5 years, do we have 5G? No, we have it now. In the 15 years back, do we have 4G? No, we don't have. 20 years back, do we have 3G? No. Things are improving with the intelligence from the human. Is that clear? So, how the human improve? Let's start with the human. We learn, right? We learn, then we reason. You can learn without reason. Doesn't make sense, right? Somebody can have a degree and he doesn't think of what he can do with that degree. He will put it under his pillow and sleep, right? Or he can take it to make kose also and put kose on it. It doesn't matter. Or suya. Okay? But we need to reason. And reason involve having a question, why this, and if possible because of this, and all making, some kind of argument that can make an impact to us. Problem solving. When we reason, we will have a problem most of the time. I have a fight with my friend. I have to reason, why did I have a fight? Then I need to find a way to solve my problem of not having fight with him, right? I failed the exam. Why did I fail? I need to find a way to understand next time. I have to pass that exam. If I fail today, I fail tomorrow, that means I'm not learning my, mistakes. So I need to reason and create a problem-solving mechanism. Participation, perception. Perception is having a thought about the way you see things. I've given this example. People thought this is a scam, like what Ayat was saying. How can someone teach you artificial intelligence at diploma level for free? Not happening in the country, right? Well, the degree and all, even primary school, secondary school, you have to pay much. And this is a skill that will help you. And somebody is willing to pay you. They think it's not, right? This is their perception. And the perception of general audience, most of them, the majority will go with this perception because they see the basic education is not for free, right? So this is a perception. We can have some perception, and the perception will determine how we reason, how we learn, and how we solve our problems. Some people will say AI is toxic, AI is this, AI is that, based on their perception. But people like us will say AI is good because we have a different perception about AI. And we think of putting AI into the right path. Okay? So this is a thing. As we are baby, most of the time we try to learn, right? We're growing, we are learning, and sometimes a baby crawl and fell down. The mother take care of the baby and comfort him, take him to the doctor if any injury and all that. But you are learning. Next time you will not do the same, right? Even as we are baby, we are learning. We are learning how to speak, how to sit, how to crawl, how to start working, right? And all that. Then we have reasoning. Why I have to move from one place to another? Because I want to take that object, for example. I'm attracted by that object. I want to get something. So even though at that little age or smaller age, you can reason of something. And the mother can also reason why the baby is falling down when I keep him this place. Because either there is no good barrier that comfort the baby or prevent the baby from falling down, or the baby is eager to get something out of that. Things like that. Then problem solving. If you have this kind of thing, what do you do to solve that problem? You can buy a bed, right, with the barrier, to prevent baby from falling down. You can put a dollop or pillows. Even if you fall down, you fall on it. I've seen one of my friends, he buys small balls and put it many, around even the baby fall directly on the ground, fall on these bubbles and then crawl on. Then the next is the perception. Okay, my perception is, why should I do this? Buying all these bulbs and all that. No, I should train the baby, to do things the way it's supposed to do. So gradually, the baby will learn. Some will say, no, I don't want my baby to fall down on the ground, right? And the baby take longer time before it start working. But if you go to the village, they leave the baby anyhow. Fall down with doors everywhere, but they grow faster, right, in terms of working and all that. They don't even have this small device to train them to work, but they work anyway. They fell down, the mother doesn't mind, she smiles. Okay, this is what we do with the AI. The AI is baby. We have to let it learn, okay? We have to let it reason. While we are reasoning, we learn first before it learn, right? We reason before it reason. Then we have a problem solving mechanism, and also we train it to have this, right? Then we have a perception. We let it have a perception. This is where the AI can be biased also when it produces a result. Because if it goes with the perception of the negative, it may give a negative output. But we try to train it and give it a guidance through what we need actually. So it will be exactly what. And then the next is a language understanding. As we know, the computer doesn't understand English, right? Does it? No, it doesn't understand English. If you have this perception that the computer understands English, you have to take it from your brain. The only thing that computer understand is 0 and 1s. We have ASCII, we have Unicode. We have Unicode conversion, 16-bit, 32-bit, 64, 128, 526, and so on. Different type of conversion. You cannot have Arabic letters with 16-bit. You can have Arabic, Chinese, Korean, and all that with 32 onward Unicode. ASCII, you can have that. You only have a Latin and some special characters, which is 8-bit. Okay, so these are the things. It only works with the zeros and one. But how do we let it to understand our natural language? That's very important. We compile a program with using English. The Chinese use Chinese. The Russian use Russian. Can I use Yoruba? Can I use English? Igbo? Can I use Hausa? Can I use Pilpilde? Can I use Kanuri? It's possible. Once you know how to translate those language into zeros and one, the machine will process it. The zeros and one is absent and present, right? It's either off or on, it's there or it's not there, true or false. This is how the convention is. So whatever you do, you have to have the understanding of that language, and then the computer will process. Our goal here is to make sure you are equipped with both theoretical and practical skills with relation to AI, artificial intelligence. You should be able to understand the theoretical part and the practical part. Clear? Is there any question? Okay, good. I'll be asking you a question though. So the early foundation, this AI things started, you can see, not started in 1950, but way back. So this is a question that happened in 1950, whether the machine can think. We have many type of machine that was developed, clock, wheel that transport item from one place to another, compass or compass, right? Compass. And there are many things that been used, weapons, in different type of machineries. I was saying that this pyramid you see today, with the technology we have today, it cannot be done. So they use some technology, right? That time could be artificial intelligence to lift all these big rocks or mud and put it there. I have read some scripture that says they take a person and enlarge him and he do that work. There are some school of thought that believes in that, and I even see it recently. They are showing the picture how the people enlarge and all that to do that job. Whatever it is, it could be a nanotechnology where you have a small object that can carry a container, a small object that uses a leather to lift a container. All these can be done, can be solved with the AI. So at that time, if you have a machinery, the machine cannot think by itself. Can it be an AI? I don't think so. It doesn't work intelligently. But you want a machine that, you see the printing press, right? Somebody is sitting there, putting this, putting that, and looking what is happening. The newspaper is coming, this wedding card is coming, everything. But it doesn't work by itself, right? Can it do things by itself, arrange everything by itself? Technically, no. But if you go to Amazon, you see how the ecosystem there for shipping, supply chain, inventory, and all that, you know that there is AI there. The robots are working tirelessly and there is no clash between them. Airport, the same thing. So at that time, people were thinking if AI can think, then they started reasoning. How can we make the AI to think? Some research come up, and they're looking into the term AI frame. Okay? And what they do, try to see if they can come up with something. That was in 1956, 6 years later, after this question. See if they can come up with something. The most part that I'm interested is this, 1980s. In the 80s, people were becoming more knowledgeable on computer and more understanding on, the model, machine learning and all that. They think the AI people are delusions. Why? Because they could not provide them with the right evidence or enough evidence that AI is possible. See, if you talk to the people in this time, maybe give them this, they will say, yes, good, because they are not knowledgeable. Even when you have the clock I believe I've read somewhere they say that when they bring clock to China, the people of China just do sujood on it. They say this is a god. The clock. They brought it. When they open it, they say this is a god. Okay? So I'm sorry for the interruption. Let me check if I'm still connected or not. They should have done it better, so faster, yeah? Okay, I'm still online. I will continue explaining before the system come back. So this is the thing, but can you think at that time, if you bring that particular part, which is in 1970 to 80s, they would think it's something amazing. But people are knowledgeable at that time. They say, no, 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 no. You don't have enough evidence, so we can't go by that. But in 2000, we see some advancement. This is the thing. When you crash, you need to take off, right? And you reason why you crash. You need to have a problem-solving skills and apply heavy, then you become stronger. 2000, we start to be stronger, and some advancements are becoming possible. Let me check the network which is connected. Okay. Too many failed attempts, so I have to wait for 15 minutes. Okay, so though we will continue. I believe they can see my screen on the computer. You are not just seeing it. Just bear with me until some minutes. Beside, we also have a large repository of data. So whenever you do something, you fail, you keep it in archive, right? You can make reference in the future that this thing was done in this way and it wasn't successful. Then you go back and reason, see what happened, what did I do wrong, and make it better. Then the result you are expecting next time, it will be better result. And this is a continuous process. So many computational power, like mainframe computer, supercomputer. At that time, we used to have a computer with 700 megahertz. It's a big computer from IBM. Then it started to be 1 giga pro, 1 gigahertz power. See, from 700 you add 300, then it becomes Pentium. Pentium is 2000 gigahertz, right? 2 gigahertz. Then you go into i3, IDs, i5, 7th generation, at the 11th generation now. Then this is for commercial use. We have mainframe computer, which can be a 300 computer in one. We have supercomputer, which can be thousands of computational power at the same time. So this helps to make some good computational analysis, as well as keeping a record in terms of database. And we also have that reasoning that help us to have a deep thinking. That's when the deep learning comes. Deep thinking. What do you know about machine learning? What did you know about machine learning? Anyone? Any idea? What is the machine learning all about? You change to inverter? Okay. No, yours is working, but I got locked out by idea share. Oh. But they can still see it. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe in a few minutes I will try to connect again. Any idea about machine learning? You can tell me the machine is learning, right? Yes, actually, yes, the machine is learning. How the machine learn? Today you give the machine data, the process, it process it keep it, and it keep in the memory. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes. Faster. Yeah. So the machine learns you better than yourself. Actually, they know you better than you know yourself. How? You can ask me. You forget things. The machine doesn't forget. You have a record of data you keep in your hard drive. Also, you don't know where you keep it, right? The machine knows where you keep everything because it keep good, file management, time management, and everything. So they have better model of you. They know if you can remember things or you can forget things. And this is a good example of algorithm that is been in place where you just register a social media. They will give you a suggestion of your friend, and you see, yes, these are my classmates. These are from my family. These are from my environment. I know them. These are from Cosmopolitan or from Idea Project. How? Maybe by entering your phone number, they know who call you, who communicate with you, who you have been with around or geographical location and all that. The algorithm work that way. Let me try again. See if I can connect. LPMB. Okay. So machine learning allows machine to learn from data without explicit programming. You have the data. You don't need to have explicit programming. You can just have an algorithm to guide the machine how to process those data. So the vast amount of data we have today, that is the reflection of what you see in your search engine, in other activities you conduct, because every time the data is gathered. Every second, how much data do we generate? Do you know from Facebook? Like is data, reaction is data, story is data, reel is data, view is data, click is data, the comment is data, scroll is data, stop is data, skip is data. Everything you do is data. You need to look at this analysis in your Facebook page. If you have the analysis tools, you will see it. There is API, you can generate all this information. If somebody is critic, bullying people, sometimes it's in your friend list, the Facebook will check, do you really know this guy? Once you see that, look at this guy. It's either his account is being compromised or he's using extorting people. And this is usually what happens. If they say, do you really know this guy? The next thing you see, can you send me 10K? Can you send me this? I'm in a hospital. I'm this, I'm that, all this story. So they understand, not by complaining, they understand every person activity. And if your account been hacked, they also understand. The algorithm understand and try to limit that account from getting other people accessibility until the issue is solved. This is one of the things that the AI cannot take action by itself, but it can make some recommendations at the moment. But we are going towards where it can take action when we trust it. Okay, so the machine learning. The machine learn, and these are the type of machine learning: supervised, unsupervised, and reinforced. There's certain machine learning possibility that we can allow the machine to work without a supervision, or the machine can learn under supervision. If anything happens with both of them, we still have reinforcement learning, where we can have a backup to overcome those issues. Okay. Currently, we are working on this in collaborative AI in Cosmopolitan, where we are using a human to evaluate the output of the machine learning. And we use the AI also to evaluate the AI output, and we are comparing the result of both. This is what you cannot see even in MIT. We are doing it here. We go far, okay? Because we know that the future must be with AI. The future is AI. I don't want to say that, but I try to paraphrase. But anyway, since you permit me, I will say that. The future is AI. Just like when the internet started, people were thinking, no internet, blah, blah, this and that. But now, without the internet, can your company be successful? The media company thought they're going to lose their business. Newspaper company thought it's done for them. Radio thought no more business. TV station, DSTV, and all that, they thought with the internet, we are shutting down. Does that really happen? They gain more profits than they ever get. Why? Because I think in economics they say the higher the quantity, the lower the price, right? But I will put it in another way, saying that the more users you have, the more benefit you have. That's why they have to lower the price when you have larger supply. Okay? So this is what happens, that the introduction of internet makes it more productive for other companies that adopt it first. And with AI, I'm thinking it's going to be the same thing. If you take it, fine. If you leave it, it leaves you. You may think adopting AI will ruin your company, but you may ruin your company by yourself by not adopting AI. Just try to understand the AI and see how you can take advantage of AI the same way you do with the internet. Yes, go ahead. Yes.
The recommendation. Need to supervise how the
Yes. So for this, you don't need supervise. You don't need supervision for recommendation. This is a recommendation. I can simply say, hey, I just recommend. Even in the market, when you're buying things, the customer service say, I recommend this. Maybe because I have more commission, right? But if you go, it doesn't work. You can come back and tell me, hey, you make this recommendation. Yeah, you say recommendation. But I didn't impose it to you. Clear? It's a recommendation system. You can use it with unsupervised. But believe me, for them to be in that business, they need to supervise it to see if the recommendation, kind of evaluation, to see if the recommendation is suitable. They can simply understand that by seeing the turnout of their customers after the recommendations. They can run analysis. They don't need to even evaluate. You can go with unsupervised here. But in case where you want to create a vaccine, you want to use unsupervised? You want to create a new fields for medication, cancer medication, or HIV medication. You want to change from this type daily to weekly, for example. Do you want to use unsupervised? I don't think so. Maybe heart issue. Maybe blood pressure medication. Do you want to use unsupervised? Oh, definitely you have to even have reinforcement, right? For that. So this is the thing. So Netflix, they provide a recommendation for their customers based on their needs, based on their communication. There's heavy API that Netflix uses. The data from the API that is being utilized by Netflix, Amazon, and other, even Facebook, to know their users. These Android phones or OIS, international iOS, thank you, iOS phones you see, Windows, Mac, and all that, they are having something in the operating system that was designed, part of the architecture, if you read it very well or you go through it, that capture almost everything that you do in the phone and you do around the phone. And it send it to the developer. They have a huge repository of data that kept this information and process it. They use the model in processing and use the model in the output, not the actual data, to avoid to invade that policy and privacy, whatever, standard. But believe me, they know everything from here. That's why when you see the advertisement in Facebook or in mostly YouTube, you talk about AI, you see this guy from Stanford University talking about AI program, a professional masters in AI. They start showing you. They will start showing you. You will see. They are reading, they are listening, and they know. So that's why I said they have another model of you, which is better than you. Because they know you more than you know yourself. Because you forget things, they don't forget. The data is there. Is that clear? We'll go deep in that, then you will understand in few things to come. Key concept in AI search algorithm. There are a few key concepts here. We have uninformed search. First, we need to look into the purpose. What are we looking into? Okay? What are we looking into? And did I have a basic background on it or not? You know, if somebody used Google today, he is using Google for many times. It's different from somebody who never used Google search engine. The way you search is different. If you use ChatGPT, for example, somebody knows how to say create, do this, but somebody will be thinking, how can I even ask the ChatGPT? Right? And maybe the result come. So you want to redo the result and give it a different criteria. This guy knows once the result is there, I will just tell, okay, do this now. Add this, modify it to this, create, add references. I want you to design me, a better slide. Add this on the image, make it, happier. And all this thing is a command within the first, somebody will understand this. So there will be different, right? In the person that has basic knowledge, okay, and those who have no knowledge, okay? And the applications, it can be applied in either games or robots, navigation, and so on, okay? You see, if you are using Google Maps, even within Abuja, sometimes Google Map tells you that, gives you actually 3 different recommendations or 4 sometimes, but it highlights the best route. Mostly if you use a Google recommendation by default, you don't see traffic jam. You know how they know? They know that at this time, there are many people using Google, right? They stuck in one place, they didn't move. This data go back to Google. Don't think they are sensing you. They are not. This is how the information flow in the computer. If you use TCP, IP, the TCP has a handshake. When you request information, it needs to acknowledge the request. When you send the information, it needs to acknowledge, yes, receive. So you are sending something from your server to other client. You send a request that I'm sending you. That guy say, I'm ready to receive. Then you send. When he received, he sent back to you that, yes, I received. This is the way they tracking this. Okay? So the information is flowing between the manufacturer. But sometimes we have API, where Google can give us API of all the traffic. If you are using Google between Kaduna and Abuja API, the Google will tell you there is portal between Jere and Kaduna. It will mark by red in color if you zoom your map. If there is a banditry in that area, it will mark by red, sometimes by yellow, depending on the density of those activity. This is all done with the artificial intelligence. And the artificial intelligence, you think about something, no, it's just an algorithm that uses the data, existing data, and it can use the history of the data to make a prediction of what can possibly be done or happen. This Barnes Road, every time there is traffic. Okay, we know it. By default, Monday, Tuesday, there is traffic. On Friday, okay, nobody in the town. They go all to their cities, you know. And Sunday, oh, they are coming back. Okay, start preparing. Abacha Road. All these things. So once you have a history, you don't use it, it's nothing, right? But when you utilize it, you can avoid many other issues. Let's look at the concept in AI, knowledge representation and reasoning. Do you have any question? If anyone has a question, either our online participant, you can post in your question. The moderator will, take my attention so that I can respond to the question. We need to look into the knowledge representation, which is a formal structure. Okay, it can be a systematic network analogy. Okay, ontologies. We need to look into the resourcing or reasoning, rather, drawing a conclusion based on the available knowledge. When you learn, you have to reason. You try sometime, you fail, you reason. You try, you pass, you reason. Why you need to reason? Because you want to improve. You are doing a long jump. You become number one in the world. You are thinking to make it better, right? For the next event, next tournament. If you don't, another person will come and become the number one. Look at this lawn tennis player. What's her name again? She become number one. She play Sarina. She play with her sister. They either win. Most of the time, she win against her sister. Now her daughter started. She start losing. We have expert system in medical diagnosis, where you have, for example, fluoroscopy in a radiologic imaging. You can see a history of a fracture, and you can determine the type of treatment you give for that particular fracture in a bone. You look at the system, look at the image, and make a recommendation of type of the treatment that can be done for that particular fracture. Maybe sometime you need to open the tissue, arrange the bones, and make sure it heals before you even cover it. It happens. Okay, and sometime no, within the tissue you put it and arrange everything and let it heal by itself, all together with the bones. There are many ways. Okay, sometimes no, I need a replacement of part of the tissue because it damaged, or it's all these things can be understood by from the history, because maybe last year I did this, but it turned up this, it turned up bad. I need to do better now. So what I did after that, I cut the tissue, remove it, take the tissue from another part of the body and place it. Then the place cure. So there are many ways. Okay, there are many ways. Remotely, teledentistry. Okay, and we have also what you call telepharmacy. You can prescribe the medication, and from different places where they can send you the. Are you disconnected? Okay. Excuse me. And, let me get device. It's available now. Yeah. I'm connected to device. Okay, I will go back to the. Any question? Okay. Natural language processing. Allowing the machine to process and understand the human language. We have different type of language. The English is understood by the computer, not by default, because we train the machine to understand the English. In the past, when you're using Microsoft Word, you don't have much synonyms, right? Do you? You don't have much grammar correction and all that, do you? You need to have different plugin, you know, to have that spell check and all that. No, I'm using the device, but help me. Oh, even though. Oh, okay, so we skip that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so the English language is later understood by the computer. The computer major output of AI. Before we start the generative AI, we were using robots to predetermine the expectation of the AI output. We give a robot some brain, some machine learning mechanism and algorithm, and we look at it how it reacts. By communication, if you go to Amsterdam, the airport is nobody there. You have a hologram, you go and shake hand, say, I'm this, yeah, I know who you are. You are going to Nigeria, yes. So you follow this gate and your flight is so time, and you can have a waiting area, and your seat number in the plane is this. You can do everything. You don't need to even print the boarding pass. Your baggage, you check in your baggage yourself. No, now they don't need even a security to start scrambling your. Oh, nobody. Who cares? Carry anything. We know how to track you. You will not be even allowed to enter the airport if you are carrying bombs, because they have all the mechanism that detect. Before you even come, they know. 1 week before you start your journey, they know what you are up to with the AI. So this is the thing. You'll be having some communication with people. They know who you are going to meet. They know. Some Nigerian they thought is like somebody from their family, telling the American embassy that they are going there. They apply for workshop, right? They go, but they are not intending to go back. When they go to the airport, the security call them, come to this room. Where are you going? I'm going for this. How much money you have? This, that. They give the answer. Then they say, no, we know if you go in, you're not coming back. You go home. Where is it? The receipt that you pay for the workshop? No, I'm paying in there. And the receipt you pay in your hotel? No, I'm paying when I. They all got this from the intelligence, from the history of what has been happening, and they are making reasoning. This is the important. You learn and you reason. If you learn, you don't reason, it's useless. So you learn, you reason, and you need to have a proper mechanism to solve your problems. So robotics play a good part, a big part of AI. Okay, so we have the robots, a kind of system that interact with the human being and interact with other system, and through sensors or abstractors. So perception, the machine recognize the object and make a decision in real time. If the machine cannot make a decision in real time, then we don't need it. We have to wait for tomorrow? No, now. Okay? It need to be able to have that capability of decision making right on the spot. You have autonomous vehicle, for example, aeroplane. The new aeroplane A380 can tell you that, can advise you actually the best route to use as a pilot. Can advise you the best route to use as a pilot. Because that AI in that plane knows itself better than you, that you are the pilot, right? You have experience. You've been flying planes from one place to another, you know everything. But that AI in that plane knows itself better than you, knows the aircraft, knows you better than yourself, because it has a history of what you do with that plane number. It has a history. All what you do, it kept in the database, and it's been used by another machine. So it can make a better decision. Okay? So this is it. This can help to avoid many things from happening. For example, the weather. Going into the, kind of very bad geographical location where there is a high chances of getting the plane crash. Avoiding a place where there is a potential war, because you can get the strike. Some plane disappear because they got a strike. And they fell down. The company and the government, can I retract that? I retract that. They know that it's not disappear, but they are trying to calm the situation to prolong the legal action and blah, 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 so that they can pay just the insurance and they continue their business. Boeing in Ethiopia, the pilot was reacting with the updated firmware, which is the AI. Putting it up is putting down, up. And it stayed one place before he give up, and then it crashed. The people died. Well done. Afternoon. Are you in this class? Okay, have a seat. Okay, so this is the thing. Hanatu, can you help me with the attendance? So this is the thing. So we have to understand how to make a better AI. That's why after this event in Ethiopia, Ethiopian airline, they quickly go back to the lab and see what went wrong. And we understand what went wrong. The pilot is fighting with the AI, and the AI is fighting with the pilot. So they need to understand each other, right? And when the pilot give up, the AI also give up. Boom, everyone died. Okay, so this is the thing. So that's why we need to have a good method framework to govern the AI. Yes. Machine translation is when you have a data, you should be able to translate this data based on the meaning, not based on changing language from one thing to another. For example, I'm a Donald Trump, right? I have a campaign online. I need to look into the sentimental analysis of who likes me, who don't like me. And I need to understand why they don't like me. This is the translation of that data. I have the figure. I should be able to have a system that can translate this figure to me, that this is the reason why they don't like me, because I say everyone should carry gun, because I say no more war, and I'm a Republican, right? The Republicans usually go for war, right? But he say no war. But Democrats picking and all that, right? It's certain. So you need to understand what is it all about. This is the translation, not just English to Hausa, Hausa to Yoruba and all that. You get it? Translation, it means translating this data into that form that the machine can understand. We can use AI in this field. I like the medical sector, the healthcare. If we use AI effectively in healthcare, we'll solve a lot of problems. There is ethical and societal implication of AI. We need to look at the ethic. AI can be biased, right? AI can be biased. Why? It depends on how you guide the AI to work and how you train the AI. If you let the AI take the ownership by itself, work independently, then it depends on how you train it. Remember, AI is like a baby. When you guide your baby to be a human, to remain human, right? When you guide the baby to be a dog, you'll be a dog, right? Charity begins at home, right? And the same thing with AI. So that's why we are here. We need to govern how the AI should be trained. The AI is already receiving training now. It's at about, some they say like 8 years child, but I don't believe. I say it was born yesterday because I know what AI can do in the prediction. So let's say it born yesterday, we have to start guiding the AI, put in a framework, policy, and procedure, even the AI to understand that this is the way forward. Otherwise, if things went bad, it could be a catastrophe. So we need to look at the fairness and bias part of the AI. Let me try if I can connect again. I'm online, right? Okay. Okay. Maybe I will continue. I will share this slide with you so that at least later you can view it. Okay, because we don't have time. Time is against us. Giving me another 5 minutes before I can connect. Privacy concern. When you use the AI, you need to think about the privacy concern. Who is responsible for the data when it goes out? That's why if you look at the ChatGPT, they have a policy that don't share any sensitive information, password, blah, 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 username, bank account, this and that. You don't share family names and all that. But believe me, can the ChatGPT know all this information? Yes. Very easy. ChatGPT may knows everything that's stored in your browser. Your cookies is there, right? They have access to the cookies. They are also putting their cookies there. So they know all the cookies in there. Can't stop it. So we need to look at this concern of data collection and the surveillance. I have a student in my previous institution, I give an assignment when the ChatGPT was new. That student used the ChatGPT to create an assignment. So I know it's a ChatGPT, I know it's AI generated content. I said, fine. I asked one of my colleagues to take care of this boy. Then he give him a warning, and he has to write a letter to apologize. And he uses ChatGPT again to write the apology letter. That is when I know that we have to do better. We have to allow them to use generative AI, teach them how to use it. But we have to now change the mode of our question so that by the time they are using these tools, they will learn better than we teach them in the class. So I changed my mechanisms on how I even set my final exam. They have to do the exam during the summer online. I don't care. They give them the exam, I say open book. And they did very well. Then there is a big chunk, which is a project. You have to present. I want to see that transformation of using generative AI, that, you know, how it improve you. I want to see. And the student did amazing. We done this course called object-oriented and software development architecture. You have to bring down all the machine, the operating system, and how the operating system connect with the the machine itself, motherboard, RAM, and hard drive, and all that. It's amazing, and they did very well. So limiting them with the resource is actually demotivating them. But giving them the resource and guiding them is the way forward. Sometimes we can use the AI in job placement, right? But there are some issues, some concern. Some people will say the AI is taking my job. That's true. Because I'm hired as a secretary. Now my boss doesn't need the secretary. He can generate his memo. He can have his calendar done by AI. Now, if I send an email, automatically, if I want to have a meeting with you, it goes with the calendar. So did I need a secretary to do the calendar? No, I don't. People think the AI is taking their job, but it's giving another opportunity. More opportunity than we have in the past. It's time, right? Okay, so I'm in the conclusion now. In conclusion, we have to look at the potential revolution of industry with the potential use of AI in the healthcare environment. The AI, as I mentioned, can be used in the healthcare effectively, and it can improve the healthcare. If it is used carefully, we may have the best healthcare we ever imagined. Medicine will be cheaper, treatment will be cheaper, and everyone will be healthier. I think some organizations don't want to see this happen, right? Even sometimes they create a war so that they make money from the sale of arm. The same thing, pharmaceutical company, they create whatever so that you buy malaria vaccine or you buy malaria, injection. You have a hypertensive, you take a hypertensive medicine, you end up having heart attack. You have a heart attack, you end up having diabetes. You have diabetes, you end up having ulcer. I consider ulcer as cancer. Because before I thought ulcer is for those who are hungry, like me. I'm not eating every day, every time, I don't like eating. I eat only when I'm hungry. And I have to be starving before I eat. That's the only sip I have since morning. I don't have ulcer, but I know I have some gas here. But those who eat, they are chubby. They have ulcer. Why? I think there is a problem, right? It's from what we eat. I did some statistics and analysis. I found out something. Maybe in the next class, I will tell you. If you're eating that product, you will have an ulcer if it becomes your food. And it's guaranteed. I will tell you later. So what can be the challenges we have? We have ethical, we have bias, we have job displacement. Okay? The last part is the future of AI. What are we looking into? We are looking into having interdisciplinary understanding and ensure the responsibility of the development of AI applications. So medical has to work with finance, finance has to work with this. It has to be interdisciplinary, not just one part, not cosmopolitan alone. We have to get the Apple and young innovators to come together to form this idea, and we are expanding with other institutions. Some of the projects we do here, we have even people from the space agency, people from this That's what we have here in the makerspace. Different activity, we have different partners, and we are trying to have the best and larger collaboration. And this is what is AI all about, putting things together and making sure that we have effective use of that particular thing. We have virtual realities, a lot of them. We don't use them just for our students, we use it for other partners as well. Recently, I was in Jos for some purpose. I bring drones and virtual realities, and the students were amazed. We don't have to keep them. The next thing, we are having some container library. It's going to be mobilized from one campus to another. We don't want to keep the books here. So this is the thing. So we're looking at more innovation. And do you have any question? Any question? If you don't ask, I will ask. Because if you don't ask, it means that you understand 100% or 0%. Okay. Yes. Question? Yeah, I will ask simple question. What is the natural language processing? What do you understand by natural language processing? Check the online. Do you have any question? Natural language processing. Anyone?
Machine that makes for the machine.
Okay. Very good. So letting the machine to understand that natural language, right? And be able to use that language for other purpose. So you process that natural language after you understand it. And processing it, it means you are now but after understanding, you are now using it for other things. To be a production or an output or something. Maybe I'm looking at the sentimental analysis. Some people are speaking Hausa, Yoruba, and all that. I can understand this language and process it to say that, hey, there is a problem here. These people trying to create a new terrorism group, or these people trying to create another Biafra, or these people trying to do, another Odudua, and all that. So we can eliminate it before it even happened. Is that true? Okay. Any other question? Let me get another question for you. Let me get another question. What are the fields that we can use AI in your thoughts? Give me any example of a field where we can apply AI. Yes. Yeah? Any field? Are you sure? Okay, give me some from any.
Let's start from manual labor. Let's start from manual
Manual?
labor.
What is manual labor?
It's not a field of its own. Work.
Oh, manual labor.
Labor.
Okay. Labor. Okay.
Give an example.
So, like now we have a smart agriculture. We mechanize the agricultural industry. So, okay. So, this is one of the things that we are doing, looking at the research in the collaborative AI, how we mechanize it, how we, make it more efficient. And we are looking into even now productivity. After you mechanize it, you have the yield, the production. How do you store it? More than 70% of our production is going for waste. The potato. You are aware that when they take yam to America, immediately when they open, it become all water coming out, right? Because it cooked. It become rotten before it reach America. Why? They didn't think of putting it in a Roro container. They put it in a close and there is no air, no freezer, nothing. So it rotten. Immediately when it reach America, it become water, the flesh going out. So this is the thing. So we can apply the AI, to recommend a better way of, storing this. One of the projects we work here is creating a container that has a sustainable energy that can store our farm production that can stay longer, for example, potato, cucumber, whatever it is, vegetable or fruit in that container, a freezer container, which can be sustained by itself, not by the grid electricity or something like solar turbine. And later you will see what I'm working on, creating the turbine, and we're doing some analytic to see which turbine is the best and what is the model we're using. Currently, we are modeling it. And so once the air blows, we have the electricity to sustain, the consumption of that freezers inside the container. Okay, thank you very much. I hope everyone understands something from this class. Did you sign all the attendance? Did you all sign the attendance? Where is the attendance, please?
What's going on?
Sign the attendance, please. And hope to see you next week. What is the question?